Hey guys, maybe just a bit of an update for first home buyers. We'll quickly cover off interest rates, what's happening to house prices, the changes to Kia Ora, which are really, really important, and maybe cover off triple CFA, which is just getting unwound. Let's start with interest rates. You may have heard me talking in the media about interest rates peaking. It's kind of a weird concept because we've still got an OCR, official cash rate, that's going to go up at least another 1.5%. So you're going to have the OCR going up, but it's already fully priced into fixed mortgage rates. And what you're seeing is that the markets are starting to expect that New Zealand economy is going to slow down quite fast, and so they don't think the OCR will go up as fast or as much as they previously thought, and so that's taking a bit of pressure off those fixed rates. And in fact, long-term wholesale interest rates have fallen about 0.75% in the last week or two, and you've started to see some of those longer-term fixed housing rates fall. So we really are at peak, and that's kind of suggesting that home loan rates are going to settle sort of between 5 and 6%, or around 5.5%. So I guess that's good news for some people out there. The panic will dissipate. I don't think it means that everything's getting exciting again, because the reason that interest rates are peaking this early is that the New Zealand economy is slowing down so much. That sort of leads into house prices. I think we've seen absolute house prices fall about 10% from peak last year to now. That's not fully reported in the market yet. It always seems to take the media ages to kind of catch up with what's happening with house prices. Down about 10% absolute. If you put inflation over the top of that, you're heading towards a real change in house prices of around 20%, but that's kind of meaningless. Inflation adjusted drops in house prices are totally irrelevant if you're a borrower, because if you think about it, your loan in real terms is also decreasing. It's going to get easier to repay in the future because your loan's effectively becoming a smaller and smaller part of your income. So look, that's what's happening with house prices. It's still a bit scary out there. The market, there's a lot on the market. There's not a lot selling. In a lot of ways, whether it's now or it's in the next 6 to 12 months, it definitely feels like it's a market that is an opportunity to buy into. And I think one of the blog posts that we put out recently was talking about the fact that at the moment you get choice. And choice is one of those things that disappears quite quickly when everyone floods back into the market, whenever that might be. So I don't expect to see absolute house prices continue to fall. I think we'll get a bit more of an adjustment coming through this year. As I've said, the media tends to report it quite slowly, and I think most of that change is already in market. And so there you go. That's probably a bit of an update on housing. Let's swing over to Kia Ora. That's pretty exciting for first home buyers, and I must admit we didn't really pick up on the change as much as we should have. So obviously in terms of income caps, single income 95,000, they introduced a new cap which, so it's 150,000 for a couple, but they've also introduced 150,000 for a solo income earner with dependents. And look, a lot of first home buyers fit inside those income caps. The problem that we've had in the past has been the price caps that have existed, and a lot of people not sitting inside those price caps. So if we focus on the first home grant, which sits alongside KiwiSaver, that's where the government gives you an extra bit of money towards your deposit, up to $10,000 per borrower. That still has price caps, but Auckland, for example, has increased to 875,000. So, there's probably quite a few first home buyers, particularly looking at townhouses, where they'll now fit inside that first home grant criteria. So that's kind of cool. That's a bit of extra deposit. But the first home loan scheme is where the real gold is. So there are a number of banks, Westpac, Kiwibank, SBS, TSB, I think is still in there, I might be wrong, that offer the first home loan scheme, and so that they will lend you money with as little as 5% deposit. So this is really good in this low deposit space where everyone's been struggling. It's underwritten by Kia Ora. You pay a 1% low deposit fee, and otherwise get banks special rates, which is really cool. So it's a very, very competitive, well-priced home loan product. And you get that there's no price caps on it now for property. And it's simply around those income caps, so 150,000 for a couple, 150,000 for a solo parent with dependents. That's going to unlock the market for a huge number of first home buyers around the country. So that's happened. It's well worth looking at. It's a fantastic entry point for a lot of people that would otherwise struggle to get into the market, particularly in the provinces, because with no property caps, it really is significantly increasing the properties that you can look at. And then finally, triple CFA changes. Look, it'd be fair to say we've sort of seen the banks gradually adjusting and getting better at managing their way around triple CFA. We've got some changes coming through now that are just making it a little bit easier. We haven't got everything that we want yet, but we've got a lot of what we need to help you guys get into a property. So we've got a lot more clarity around not over-analysing your expenses, and all of that sort of works itself towards making it a little bit easier. So when we think about this market, house prices are falling, have fallen. As I said, probably down about 10% for entry-level property. Interest rates look like they're starting to stabilise, which is good for some of that uncertainty, if that's something that's been keeping you awake at night. And then on the other side of it, we've got triple CFA is starting to feel a little bit more reasonable. And then really importantly, that first home scheme has made it a lot easier for first home buyers to get into the market with those new income caps and the removal of property caps. So there you go, there's a bit of a summary. Thank you very much.